Roman Reigns may have just entered the most dangerous feud of his entire career, because Jacob Fatu is no longer asking for respect. He's demanding everything. And the scary part? Roman might finally be losing control of the bloodline. Before we get into this absolute chaos, hit that like button if you think Jacob Fatu could actually destroy the bloodline, and subscribe, because WWE is getting insane right now. The moment this segment started, the energy already felt different. Roman Reigns stood in the ring as the brand new World Heavyweight Champion, the crowd screaming OTC over and over again, looking like the tribal chief was fully back at the head of the table. But then Jacob Fatu interrupted him, and everything changed instantly, because Jacob didn't come out there talking about honor. He didn't talk about legacy. He didn't even talk about being tribal chief. He talked about money. He talked about private jets, Rolexes, bigger houses, better schools for his children, and suddenly this entire rivalry became way more real. And I gotta ask you guys something. Do you think Jacob Fatu is actually wrong for this? Or is Roman finally getting a taste of his own medicine? Comment OTC if you're Team Roman, or comment Fatu if you think Jacob should become the next tribal chief. That's what makes Jacob Fatu terrifying right now. He doesn't feel like a normal WWE challenger. He feels like a desperate man, trying to change his family's future at any cost. And in wrestling history, desperate men are always the most dangerous. You could even see it in Roman's face. Usually Roman Reigns controls every conversation. He humiliates people mentally before the fight even begins. But against Jacob, Roman looked uncomfortable, almost confused, because Jacob isn't behaving the way Roman expected him to. Roman tried calling him little cousin. He tried acting calm, tried acting superior, but Jacob wasn't backing down. Every single time Jacob yelled, "All gas, no brakes," the crowd exploded louder and louder. And honestly, WWE may have accidentally created their next megastar right in front of us, because the fans are starting to believe him. And if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, smash that subscribe button, because this bloodline story is only getting crazier from here. Then things somehow got even more insane when Solo Sikoa got involved. Solo tried reminding Jacob that he was the one who brought him into WWE. He wanted Jacob loyal, wanted Jacob under control. But the second Solo started talking down to him, you could feel the tension building instantly. Then boom, Tongan death grip. The entire crowd lost their minds. At that moment, Jacob Fatu officially stopped being part of the Bloodline story and became the biggest threat to the Bloodline story. That's why this storyline suddenly feels special again. For years, the Bloodline worked because Roman controlled everybody through fear and manipulation. But Jacob Fatu doesn't care about fear. He doesn't care about politics. He doesn't care about Roman's legacy. He just wants everything Roman has. And honestly, that makes him scarier than Cody Rhodes ever was. Then came the absolute insanity later in the night. Jacob Fatu ended up fighting multiple members of the Bloodline almost completely alone. And instead of getting destroyed, he turned into an actual monster. Steel chairs flying, bodies crashing through tables, Tongan death grip after Tongan death grip, suicide dives. Announced desk destruction. It stopped feeling like wrestling and started feeling like a war movie. And the craziest part is that Jacob kept surviving everything. At one point, it literally took multiple men just to slow him down for a few seconds. The guy moves like a human wrecking ball. Every attack feels violent. Every scream feels real. Every promo feels emotional. WWE audiences love authenticity, and Jacob Fatu feels authentic in a way that very few wrestlers do today. That's why the crowd reaction keeps growing every single week. But the most important moment of this entire story happened when Roman sat down with Jimmy and Jey Uso backstage, because for the first time in a very long time, Roman actually sounded worried, not terrified. Not weak, worried. The Usos warned him that Jacob is unpredictable, dangerous, unhinged, and deep down Roman knows they're right. Roman has faced legends, champions, and Hall of Famers, but Jacob Fatu fights differently. He fights like someone who truly has nothing to lose. That makes him impossible to control, and Roman Reigns built his entire empire on control. Then WWE gave us the final moment that completely sold this feud. Roman tried telling Jacob he wasn't ready. Tried saying the pressure of being champion was too much. Tried reminding him that Roman carries the family on his back. But Jacob snapped again. Another Tongan death grip. Another explosion from the crowd. Absolute chaos. Security couldn't stop him. Officials couldn't stop him. Roman barely escaped him. And when Jacob drove Roman through the table, the message became crystal clear. This is not a normal challenger anymore. This is a man trying to destroy the tribal chief completely. And honestly, this might be the best Bloodline storyline WWE has done in years, because now the future feels unpredictable again. Can Roman Reigns survive someone as violent as Jacob Fatu? Can the Bloodline survive another civil war? And what happens if Jacob actually wins? Because if Jacob Fatu beats Roman Reigns, the bloodline doesn't just change, it ends. And before you go, tell me honestly in the comments, who wins at Backlash? Roman Reigns or Jacob Fatu?